Fine. Daf Pei Base Amud Aleph. 2, 4, 6, 8. 9 lines from the top. That's right. Omar Avami. So we know there's a din, well, we said before, that you could buy an animal from money of Ma'aser Sheni and bring that as a carbon. So now we're talking about, what about the money itself? If someone takes the money that he transferred the Kedusha of Ma'aser Sheni onto, and now this money has a Kedusha of Ma'aser Sheni, he cannot put onto this money a Kedusha of Shlomim. The whole din that you could use an animal of Ma'aser Sheni for Shlomim is a din because it's a Kedusha Saguf. Masha'enkin, by the money, it's a Kedushas Damim. And a Kedushas Damim of Shlomim, you cannot put onto money of Ma'aser Sheni. My time, the onto money of Ma'aser Sheni. My time, the La'alim of Kedushas Shlomim, L'mechal Kedushas Ma'aser Sheni. This money already has the Kedushas Damim of Ma'aser Sheni. You cannot come and put the Kedusha of Shlomim onto this money. Meisvei. So,
is that because it already has one Kedusha on it?
Yes. The next brisa is as following. The din is like this. If someone has money of Ma'aser Sheni, the din is that what he should do, the best thing to do is to buy from it an animal that he could be makriv as a karban shlomim. That is the best way to use it. And then the meat is eaten with the kedusha of Ma'aser Sheni. Obviously, it's also kedusha of shlomim. And the skin goes out to chulin. You could do with it whatever you want. The second option that you could do is you could buy with it a chaya, which cannot be brought to as a carbon. You could buy it just for regular meat, and again it's eaten in Yerushalayim, and the skin goes out to chulin. Now this brisa talks about the other way around. Meisvei halikach chaya lezivchei shlomim ubeheima lebsar taiba. Someone takes a chaya, even though it can't be a shlomim, he's makdish it l'shem shlomim, which is not something that could be done. Or he goes and he buys a behema which should be bought for a carbon, and he buys it as a animal just to eat regular b'sar taiva, to eat with his friends. Lo yotza ha'or lechulin. The skin does not lose its kedushas Ma'aser Sheni, and you have to take the skin, sell it, and use that money to buy food in Yerushalayim and eat in Yerushalayim. So the Gemara asks, don't we see from here that at the end of the day, you see that the skin gets a kedushas shlomim, even though there's no kedushas aguf on it, because you can't eat it. So we see it's a kasha for what Rav Ami says. The Gemara says, Amarav loy kani shlomim. No. There's two pshatim over here how to explain it. What does it mean, loy kani shlomim? The easier way to say is, no, if someone goes and takes a chaya as shlomim, for Ma'aser Sheni, it's not koine b'chlal. The chaya is not considered a korban shlomim. It doesn't get the kedusha at all, and it's completely chulin. Umay. What? Umay lo yotzar lechulin. What does it mean that the skin doesn't go out to chulin? It doesn't have the din, as we said, that when you buy the carbon, the animals the right way, so the meat has a kedushas ma'aser, but the skin goes to chulin. In this case, it doesn't go into the parsha at all because it's not. You're not koine it for shlomim. Sorry, you're not koine it. Sorry. You're not koine it with the Ma'aser Sheni. You don't transfer the kedusha of the Ma'aser Sheni from the money onto this chaya. Is mimela, the skin doesn't go out to chulin, doesn't even go into the parsha at all. My timer. It's as if he's buying with the money of Ma'aser Sheni a shor to plow with, and that you can't do it with money of Ma'aser. Money of Ma'aser you could use only to buy things that you could eat in Yerushalayim. Mimela doesn't go into the parsha at all.
So now what happens? He has this chaya, that's nothing.
That's right. He has the money. The money stays kedusha.
No, the money's gone. He bought it.
It stays Ma'aser Sheni. It's still kedusha. The kedusha does not transfer from the money onto the chulin.
The chaya is holding Ma'aser Sheni somehow.
Yes.
Yeah, he went and he bought a chaya from the shop and he used this Ma'aser Sheni money. Now that Ma'aser Sheni is nitfas, still has the kedusha's Ma'aser Sheni.
Yeah. It doesn't transfer the kedusha.
So now the owner of the chaya has to
L'chorah.
deal with it.
Everything has a kedusha of Shlomo.
Ma'aser Sheni, we're talking about here. Talking about the transferring the Ma'aser Sheni onto this animal. It didn't.
Why not?
Because you're doing something that's not ra'ui, you can't buy a chaya for korban shlomim, right? Because you can't be makriv a chaya. So the kedusha of the Ma'aser Sheni is not chal.
What is this guy?
So where is the kedusha?
This guy had
On the money.
$1,000. This guy had $1,000.
Yeah.
And now that $1,000 is gone and he's got a chaya which is chulin.
That's right.
Now what does he have to do?
What does he have to do? He's nothing.
He's got to go back to his bank account? No.
I don't know. The seller probably could say mekachtos and give it back. I don't know.
Why can't he sell a chaya and buy food?
Why can't he just eat the
No,
chaya?
no, that's what he's saying. You could sell the chaya, but that's chulin. There's $1,000 of Ma'aser Sheni that the seller is now holding. That the seller.
Sorry. I'm taking myself. Sorry. As we said before, there's two differences. Okay, there's kedushas damim and there's kedushas haguf. Okay, we said when we do when we buy from Ma'aser Sheni an animal for shlomim, okay, there's a kedushas haguf over there. Okay, and then the meat has a kedusha of Ma'aser Sheni and the skin is chulin. Okay, if you don't do it that way, okay, so there's no the korban and you buy a chaya, the chaya it doesn't get the kedushas haguf. Is mimela the skin doesn't go out. It does get the kedushas damim. Does get the kedushas damim. So the kedusha is transferred to the chaya completely, including the skins, and then you have to sell the chaya, and with that you could buy food. I'm sorry. Okay. Fine. Itma. Now we bring the same thing that Rabbi Ami says, and it's a machloikis. Hamatpis mois ma'aser sheni l'shlomim. If someone puts the kedusha of shlomim on money of ma'aser sheni, Rabbi Yochanan amar koni, Rabbi Elazar amar lo koni. So machlokes whether the kedusha of shlomim goes on to the money of ma'aser sheni. There's a machlokes between Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Meir if ma'aser sheni is considered money of the person and you could use it to be mekadesh a woman. So according to Rabbi Yehuda, that says that the ma'aser sheni is mammon hedyot and you could use it to be mekadesh a woman. So then everybody agrees that the kedusha of shlomim could be chal because it's mammon hedyot. Keep ligay the whole machlokes between Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Elazar is aliba de Rabbi Meir do ma'aser mammon gavah. If ma'aser is considered a mammon gavah already, okay, so hekdesh is not chal and hekdesh. So what's the machlokes here? The one that says that Rabbi Elazar that says that it's not kohen Rabbi Meir. He holds like Rabbi Meir that ma'aser is mammon gavah. If it's mammon gavaya, you can't do one hekdesh chal on another hekdesh. Is mimela the kedusha of shlomim is not chal on the money of ma'aser sheni. Uman de omar koni, and the one Rabbi Yochanan that says that it's kohen even according to Rabbi Meir. Why? Keva and the ma'aser korev shlomim or korele shlomim kimitapas leinam because the whole din we learned at the beginning of the page that you from Sham. That ma'aser sheni could be used as a korban shlomim. So it's a special din that we have, okay, that ma'aser sheni could be bought as a shlomim. It's mimela the same thing also with the money. It's the same thing, the same way the animal gets a kedusha of shlomim and ma'aser sheni. Also the money could have the kedusha of both. Meisvei, the Gemara brings a raya against Rabbi Elazar. Hamat b'tzmos ma'aser sheni l'shlomim shehu poidon. Okay, someone went and did this. He was put the kedusha of shlomim on money of ma'aser sheni, and now it has both. And kshehu poidon, when he wants to this money to transfer the kedusha to different money, ma'asif aleim shnei chumshin. He has to add 2/5 echad lehekdesh, the echad lema'aser. He has to add if someone is paid a hekdesh, nothing to do with this case. He has to add to the value another 5th. Same thing by ma'aser sheni also. If someone transfers the kedusha, he has to add another 5th. So in this case, there's a kedusha of ma'aser sheni and shlomim, so he has to do 2/5.
Why is there not?
That's what the Torah says. Chamishi say Yosef Olav. So we see here, if he has to bring 2/5, we see that the money has a kedusha of Ma'aser Sheni and Shlomim. So we see that someone that puts kedusha of Shlomim onto Ma'aser Sheni, it is chal. So it's a kasha for Rabbi Eliezer. So the answer is Misabat Divrei HaKoili Hamani Rabbi Yehuda. What are you coming to tell me? This goes according to everybody, also according to Rabbi Meir that says that Mammon is Ma'aser Gavaya. No, this goes only according to Rabbi Yehuda, who says that Mammon is Ma'aser is Mammon Hedyoid. It's Mimel, according to Rabbi Yehuda, it's chal because there's no double kedusha. Okay, so we saw in the previous page, in the previous Mishnah, someone that says that he wants to bring a toida, stam he has to bring it from the chulin. So the Mishnah is trying to explain to us where do we know that from. Talmud loymar, vezavachta Pesach laHashem Elokecha, soinu boko. V'aloi Pesach ein bo ela min hakvosim u'min ha'izim. Im kein matalmud loymar atzoinu boko. It says you should bring a Pesach to Hashem, sheep and cattle, or whatever, I don't know, bokor, what's bokor in English? Cattle. So we know that a korban Pesach cannot come, you can't bring a cow as a korban Pesach. So what's this loshon of bokor? Ela lehakish kol haba min atzoinu min ha'bokor lePesach. Ma Pesach davar shebechayvo, ve'enoi bo ela min ha'chulin, af kol davar shebechayvo, enoi bo ela min ha'chulin. לפיכך, האמר הרי אלה תוידה, הרי אלה שלומים, הוילו ואין חייבה, לא יביאו אלא מן החולין. So we learn all the karbonos from Pesach, the same way Pesach has to be chulin. We'll see the Gemara, where do we know that from? So the same way Pesach is chulin, all other karbonos also should be brought from chulin. ונסachim b'chol makom, lo yaviu ela min hachulin. Nesachim. So we just said now lekatchila what should be done by karbonos. We said lekatchila by karbonos should be brought from chulin. But if someone says harei la toida mi ma'aser, that you could do. What? Right? We learned that sham that we could bring it from ma'aser. But nesachim has to be brought from chulin. Even if he says that he wants to bring it from ma'aser, he has to bring it from chulin. Because the explanation that is, because the carbon, you have something that you eat. It's mainly you're doing the mitzvah of eating Ma'aser Sheni in Yerushalayim. Masha'ik the Sachim that goes completely on the Mizbeach, you can't buy it from money of Ma'aser Sheni. Okay. So Zog the Gemara, very good. We saw in the Mishnah, Pesach comes from Chulin, Pesach Gufim Inolan. Where do we know that Pesach has to be brought from Chulin? The Tanya, Rabbi Eliezer Omer Ne'emar Pesach b'Mitzrayim v'Ne'emar Pesach l'Doros. We have Pesach that was done in Mitzrayim, and we have the Pesach that's done forever after. Ma Pesach Amor b'Mitzrayim lo ybo elo min ha'chulin. Af Pesach Amor l'Doros lo ybo elo min ha'chulin. The same way, the Pesach in Mitzrayim came from Chulin because there was no Ma'aser Sheni yet. Is Mimela also Pesach that was brought afterwards also could be brought only from Chulin and not from Ma'aser. Amar la Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi Akiva says to him, how could you compare? In Mitzrayim, you couldn't. There was no such thing as Ma'aser Sheni. Maybe if there would have been Ma'aser Sheni, you could have done it. There was no such thing yet. Rabbi Eliezer answers him back, no, you're right. You're right that it didn't exist, but still, the main din of Ma'aser Sheni, of Pesach, was in Mitzrayim, and we learn everything from that korban Pesach, even though it wasn't doable. It wasn't. No, there wasn't.
There was Ma'aser Sheni by Yaakov Avinu called these are promises.
Those are Eretz Yisrael.
Right.
No, there's no Ma'aser in Mitzrayim. Okay. Chazar Rabbi Akiva v'dona dinachem. So Rabbi Akiva, the Rabbi Eliezer didn't like his kasha. He says, okay, I have another question. Mal Pesach Mitzrayim sheken enton matad domi ve'imugim gabe mizbeach. Okay, in Pesach Mitzrayim, what did they do with the blood? They put it on the doorpost. There was no mizbeach. You weren't makriv it. Pesach deresh sheton matad domi ve'imugim gabe mizbeach. So Pesach afterwards, okay, could be done, is done on the Mizbeach, is Mimela, maybe it could You can't learn from it. So the Gemara is going to ask that. Oh my Lord, Rabbi Elazar answers him back. In the mitzvah of bringing korban Pesach, it says because all the jobs that you do with the korban Pesach for future are done the same way it's done in Mitzrayim. In Mimela, the same way in Mitzrayim, it was brought only from Chulin. Also, it always has to be done from Chulin.
לא קשור לקושיה. זה מה can you compare? The answer is we compare.
We have another pasuk, that's right.
How did that answer the
What? It doesn't matter. All your kashas are good. We have a pasuk that tells us this is the way it's done for future. It's not exactly the same, you're right, but it says to do it that way.
That's why we put it on the mattress. Why do we put it on the mizbeh?
That's a different dinim that we have it. Okay, Rabbi Akiva, we're going back now to the kasha of Rabbi Akiva. If Rabbi Akiva holds that you don't learn something that's possible from something that's not possible, the kasha is a kasha. Well, what did he? Let him just stick to it. Why was he asking more kashas on Rabbi Eliezer? And if he agrees, like with Rabbi Eliezer, that you do learn something that's possible from something that's not possible, and the reason that he doesn't learn from Rabbi Eliezer is like Rabbi Eliezer is because the kasha of the blood and the imurim not going on the mizbeach, Pesach midbar yochiach. We could bring a raya from the Pesach that was done in the midbar. That over there, it was after we had already the Mishkan and the Mizbeach, and the blood and the Murim were done on the Mizbeach. And there was no Meiser, but we said that he went back to what Rabbi Eliezer says, that you could learn Efshar Mishi Efshar. So we see over there, it was brought from Chulin, is Mimela, we'll learn from Pesach Midbar to all the Pesach Dairas, that it has to be done from Chulin. So what's Rabbi Akiva's kasha?
Only the second year or the 40 years?
The whole 38 years or 39 years, yeah? Why not?
They didn't have oil. They were all available.
Yeah.
They do only verses of Pesach after they came.
For the lady.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good point. So only the second year and then afterwards. The name's just wrong. Okay. So the Gemara answers, no. Rabbi Akiva really holds you don't learn Efshar Mishay Efshar. And you don't need the second kasha because it's the same thing. But the dvar of the Rabbi Eliezer Kama, he's asking according to Rabbi Eliezer, Ledidi, according to me, Rabbi Akiva, I don't need Efshar Mishay Efshar. לדוח דה אמרת דונים אפשר משיהיה אפשר מעלה פסח מצרים שכנים אין אותו מתת דומים ואימורים גם במזבח תאמר בפסח דרך שטון מתת דומים ואימורים גם במזבח.
So this Chazar Akiva Danu Dinachar is to say just according to Rabbi Eliezer.
That's right. According to me, I don't need the next question. But according to you, that you do learn Efshar Mishiya Efshar. What about the kasha that it's not the same because the blood and the imurim are not put in the mizbech in the Pesach Mitzrayim? Rabbi Eliezer answers him back. We have a special din. Pesach Daras, Pesach Mitzrayim are the same thing. Both of them are brought from Chulin. So the Gemara says, we just brought up this Pesach Midbar. Why didn't Rabbi Eliezer just answer him back from Pesach Midbar that over there was a Murim and Damim Legabim Mizbeach and it was only Chulin?
Yeah.
Same thing, and all the other Karbanos and all the other Pesach L'Dairas is also only from Chulin. So the Gemara goes back to the same idea. He answers him back according to what you just said. I hold you learn something that's possible, but something that's not possible. You asked me about the Pesach Mitzrayim, that the blood and the Imurim are not put on the Mizbeach. We have the Pesach Midbar that it is put. But according to you, ain't the Amalta. Ain't Donim Efshar Mishi Efshar V'Abadeto. According to what you said, we have we have this hekesh of Vadata. So,
Everyone's going to ask these.
yeah, we're talking about Pesach Mitzrayim, and Pesach Doros are learned from Pesach Mitzrayim. Okay, so the Gemara says, if we have this kasha of Vadata, v'hashtanami lifruch. Now that Rabbi Lezer brings this reason of Vadata, fine. Still, Rabbi Akiva could still have his first question. Danim v'chidanim efshar mishi efshar. Why doesn't he ask it? Even though you have a vadata, fine, you have the hekesh of a vadata, but still we can't do this hekesh of something that's possible from something that's not possible. You can't compare the two.
I asked, I said, there's another pasuk, there's a hekesh.
Yes, why doesn't he say your answer is not good enough? Still doesn't answer me this efshar mishi efshar.
Pasuk is good, a hekesh is good.
What?
A hekesh is good.
So that's more or less the answer of the Gemara. Amar of Sheishes. So I said, Meshivim ala hekesh. Something that's a hekesh, you don't come and ask and say they're not the same. You have a hekesh, doesn't matter if they're not the same. You learn from it. Okay. Uve tarbitza amur. And in the Beis Medrash, they asked, so we said like this. We said Pesach Dairais, okay? Where do we know that Pesach is from Chulin? Pesach Dairais is learned from Pesach Mitzrayim, okay? And where do we know all other karbanas? From Pesach, no, from Pesach Dairais, right? Again, in the Mishnah we said, where do we know all karbanas have to be from Chulin? We learn it from Pesach. Where do we know Pesach? From Pesach Mitzrayim. How can we learn all karbanas from Pesach Dairais if Pesach Dairais itself is learned from Pesach Mitzrayim? So the Gemara says no. Pesach kula echad milsahi. All the karbanas are learned from the Pesach altogether. Pesach has one din. We don't look at the hekesh of one to the other. It all has one din of Pesach that it's brought only from Chulin. As Mimela, all karbanas also could be brought only from Chulin. Okay. So all this is all good according to Rabbi Lezer, who says Pesach. We know that Pesach comes only from Chulin. As Mimela, all karbanas are learned from Pesach.
Because of Danim efshar mishi efshar.
That's no from Vavadata. Yeah. Rabbi Akiva Pesach de'enoi ba ela min hachulin min alei. We saw in the Mishnah, where do we know that all karbanos come from Chulin? We learn from Pesach. Where do we know Pesach from? According to Rabbi Akiva. So the Gemara now goes through almost the whole Amud to get to the bottom line where Rabbi Akiva learns that Pesach is from Chulin, or all karbanos are from Chulin. And let's start. So we have a pasuk that is a there's no chart. Okay, so we have a pasuk. Zois ha'Torah la'oila v'lamincha v'lachatos v'la'asham v'lamiluim u'zevach ha'shlomim. Okay, we have this pasuk of Zois ha'Torah. Now this pasuk l'cha'ura is all extra because in each one of the karbanos throughout Vayikra Tzav, we have Zois Torahs. We have Zois Torahs. So Oila we have Zois Torahs. Sachata Zois Torahs. Asham. Each one of them has a Zois Torahs. What is this pasuk coming to teach us? So now we're going to go through each and every one. Okay, we have Oila, Mincha, Chatas, Asham, Miluim, Zebach, Shlomim. Each one of them has a limud.
This was a big pasuk in Zvachim also, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so now the Gemara is going to go through this pasuk according to Rabbi Eliezer. Okay, after we go through this whole pasuk with Rabbi Eliezer, then we're going to get to Rabbi Akiva, which we needed Rabbi Akiva to learn Chulin. Okay, so let's start Rabbi Eliezer. Oila. The first one is Oila. What do we learn from Oila? Ma Oila tu'una kli. Avkael ton kli. The same way Oila needs a kli, we'll see in a second what kind of a kli. All other karbanos also need a kli. So what is Mahi? What kli are we talking about? Ilema mizrak. If we're talking about the mizrak, which is the kli that you collect the blood in, right after shechita, and that you use afterwards. You go within and throw the blood. by Shalmei Tzibur. For those who remember, we spoke about this also. Shalmei Tzibur, we're talking about in Pashas Mishpatim over there, that they brought Zvachim Shlomim, the Lashon over there. So, Namiksiv over there also says the Mizrach Vayosem Ba'aganais. So we don't. It's not a special din that we have by Oila. We see it also by Shalmei Tzibur. Elo Sakin. The kli that we're talking about over here is a knife. That they all have to be done with a knife and not with a sharp stone and not malika or whatever else. V'oila gufa minal. And where do we know?
Yep.
Yeah. Zvachim tzadik vod. Tzadik zayin? I can't see too far. The Vav and the zayin look the same. Okay, so we're talking about a knife. Where do we know that an oila needs a knife? Dichtiv vayishlach Avraham es yodoi vayikach es ha'ma'acheles lishchit es benoi. Okay, by the Akedah it says the lashon of taking a knife to do the shchita. V'hasam oilahu dichtiv vaya'alehu la'oila tachas benoi. Over there it was an oila. When he took the ayil, when Avram took the ayil, it says the lashon of oila tachas benoi, meaning that the son was an oila, and he brought the ayil as an oila, and over there it says the lashon of a knife. So from there we learn that we use a knife. Mincha, the next carbon in this pasuk is mincha. What do we learn from mincha? Ma mincha eina necheles ela lezichei kehuna. Afkol eina nechelim ela lezichei kehuna. Same way, a mincha is eaten only for zichei kehuna. It says in the pasuk, kol zachal b'vnei Aaron yechlena. The same thing, a mincha is eaten only by males. Also all other karbanos. So Gemara says, what karbanos are we talking about? If we're learning chatos and asham from mincha, behed yaksiv. It says mefurish, and then it says so it says mefurish. So what do we learn from mincha? If we're talking about the Shalmei Tzibur, also meribuyei dekra. We have a limud already from pasuk. B'kadosh hakadoshim techlenu kazachar yoichal oisoi limud al zivchei Shalmei Tzibur she'einei cholim elo zivchei kehuna. So we see from a different pasuk that Shalmei Tzibur are eaten only for males. So what do we learn from mincha? The Gemara says Tanoi ikod ma'aseh lamehacha v'ikod ma'aseh lamehacha. Some learn it from the pasuk of b'kadosh hakadoshim, etc., and some learn it from mincha.
Beats the record. The right side, you just have very quick announcement.